Hello, Morgana LaFayberry here, and I'm here to uncrack copyright infringement laws. So, legally speaking, it's a legal loophole in the copyright infringement laws. I have researched it to a degree that have found it to be 100% accurate and true. So, let's say you want to create a game, MTG, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, let's say you want to create a game like Monopoly, something like that. So obviously they have facets that are patentable and copyright and trademark by their game. But let's say you want to open up a company and you want to call it Wizards of the Coast. So the legal loophole that you would have to use is Coast of the Wizards. That way you're not directly infringing upon Wizards of the Coast. That's one classic example of a way to go about seeking out your own version of their industry without actually infringing upon it. And that is I would not recommend that specific name, but you could call it like Mages of the East, something like that, Mages of the West. You could call it Necromancy of the South, so to speak. There's your legal loophole right there. First legal loophole. Now, in a game like Magic the Gathering, their images are copyright protected, their method of play is copyright protected, the word tap is copyrighted, and verbatim texting. So here's how you would go about creating a Black Lotus that would be 100% legal. You would simply call it like Gilded Leaf or Magical Flower, let's say. Because that is a common terminology, those are common names, you combine them both, and you come up with your card. Now, to come up with a different name for artifact, you could call it, say, Relic, or Enchanted Leaf, okay? You could also name the cost of the card, Get Up and Turn Around in a Circle would be the name, or would be the cost of the card. So you literally stand up and you turn around in a circle and the card is essentially quote-unquote cast. Now, you could also include in that text, like Black Lotus, 0, sacrifice Black Lotus, provide 3 mana of any one color to your mana pool. So what the Lotus could do, essentially, is the very same thing that your version of the Lotus could do the very same thing, and Wizards of the Coast cannot technically hit you for copyright. So what you would do is you would go about it a roundabout way. So you would say, every time you stand up and you turn around in a circle, you get an extra ability. Let's say there's your loophole in Black Lotus. Card like Time Walk, 1 blue, 1 colorless, sorcery speed, take an extra turn. So instead of calling it a Time Walk, you would call it a Warp Cast, let's say. And let's say you have to get up and you got to turn yourself around 3 times this time. And instead of calling it a sorcery, you call it something like Powder Puff or Poof or whatever, to be elaborate. So then, in essence, instead of taking an extra turn, you could word it like, target player skips their next turn. Or, not even target player skips their next turn. Maybe the opponent removes a turn. Okay, there, in essence, you have created a time walk legally that Wizards of the Coast cannot come back and sue you for. Want to touch on that briefing because their copyright and patent is very specific to terms and conditions. If you run outside of those terms and conditions, they cannot legally come back and sue you for copyright infringement. Thank you for this video. My name is Morgana Berry, and I hope you enjoyed Wizards of the Coast. Thank you for your collusion against me. Now you're being rewarded for your intent according to your actions.